From the badge on the chest to the suit and tie, from the sweat on the steel to the public eye, blocking out the job, laying down the weight. Open up the mic, set the record straight. Tell me, who are you, brother? Tell me, who are you, sister? Tell me, who are you, boss? Getting down to the truth when the blue comes off.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Deshonda Carter here, but you can call me DC. Thanks so much for tuning in today on When the Blue Comes Off with my special guest, none other than the amazing Angelica Robinson. Look,
Hey,
wait, let me get my chair together. I tell you,
what's up?
how are you?
I am fabulous, and you?
I am great. So I know this is not the first time you've been on the show. This is the first time you've been on the revised version of the show. But this
That's
is
right.
not the first time you've been on the show. Thank you so much for coming back to talk with me.
It is my pleasure.
And so many amazing things have happened since we last spoke. So for
Absolutely.
those of you who don't know, Angelica is part of the Detroit Police Department, and she is in the rank of
Corporal.
But she also has some upgraded information. We're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about what made you want to be a police officer in Detroit, girl. Like, I know that's just got to be
So
crazy.
actually, during that era, it wasn't so crazy, but I've been around law enforcement pretty much my entire life. My stepdad, he was a sheriff. I had mentors who were in the police department. I always admired them to the point where I actually became a police cadet. I think I was around 17 at the time, and I worked in a precinct processing juveniles. And from there, it was like, I had so much admiration and respect for the police officers that I were around. I was like, I'm about to join the police department. So it was around about 18 when I actually joined the police department. And here in the state, I am 51 years old now and still
Okay, clock it, 51.
yeah,
And still doing it.
absolutely.
Okay, so at 16, you were able to process, like, I guess you were kind of like a volunteer or something where
No,
they
actually,
allowed you?
I was a paid police cadet, and we processed juveniles as they were coming into the precinct for like curfew violations during different tasks that the officers were actually working. And they would just bring them into precinct. We would like fill out the juvenile cards, watch them until their parents either came to pick them up and or they get shipped off to juvenile.
Okay, so for you being at such a young age, so you were 16. So what was like the age bracket that you were processing, and did that have any effect on you?
Actually, it didn't. But it also took a, ma- a mature mindset as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the officers, they were always there with us.
Okay.
So it's not like we were alone. So
Okay.
we were there.
Understood. So now, after you went from this point, you became an actual law enforcement officer. You took the oath, you became a law enforcement officer. So give us a little synopsis, because we're not going to go too much, because like I said, if you guys want to hear her background in law enforcement, you can definitely go back to the old version of the audio podcast and
Right.
listen to Angelica Robinson while she talks about her experiences there. So just give a little taste on, for the newcomers, as, what was your highlight of being in law enforcement to date? Because you've done how many years now?
31.
So of 31 years in law enforcement, out of those long 31 years, we know what the highlight is because we're going to talk about that. But up until that point, what was your highlight?
I would say the highlight of my career was actually when I would say kind of sort of when I first started, because policing today is definitely different, if that resonate with you.
Absolutely.
So it was the camaraderie, the closeness that we had within the police department. It was more family oriented. So I would say that was the most highlight part of my career. Plus, we were up under a whole different sort of regime.
Mhm.
So that played a big difference. And as the administrations changed, the policing change. However, we're up under a new leadership that I'm familiar with that takes me kind of sort of back now to those roots, if that makes sense.
Gave you that old school feeling.
Yes, under our new chief of police, which is Chief Todd Bettison,
Okay.
whom I will be working directly for now.
So you just recently got an upgrade, promotion, right? Tell the
Yes.
people what that was like for you and what that promotion is. What does it in detail? And why are you so excited to be in
I'm
that rank?
excited about it. One, because I was in that role some years back as the co-liaison. I won't say the title just yet, but I'm excited about it. One, because I have to give credit to the now retired young lady that actually built the foundation of this particular program, which is the LGBTQ liaison for the city of Detroit. I was her co-liaison and she built this. So I definitely have to give her the credit for it. It's huge. So therefore I want to continue her legacy, whichever way that may be, but long as it's going in the direction of positivity and continuing to bridge the gap between the community as well as law enforcement.
Okay. So that's amazing that you got the opportunity to step back in a role where you once was a co, but now you are the in the spot. That's your position now.
Yes, ma'am.
So you working directly under the chief. So that's looking like a lot of community service. Like what actually
sure.
does this entail, the role, and why you saying like you wanted to go and move in the direction that she's
Well,
kind of
I honestly had
set
to
up
really
for?
pray on it, Deshonda. I really had to pray on it before I actually moved forward and say, okay, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and take this position because it's definitely a lot of work to be done. It is a lot of networking. It's a lot of community involvement. It's bridging the gap, and being there as an advocate. So it just doesn't stop with the Detroit Police Department. It goes beyond, like, you're in legislative. So
Mhm.
I'll be dealing with the lawmakers. I'll be dealing with the mayor. I'll be dealing with all walks of life. And when I say the young lady that built it, she was the GOAT. So
And
here
you want to make
say
sure you get that a point across. She was the GOAT.
she was the
Okay.
GOAT. So I'm not trying to fill her shoes. I can't fill those shoes, but I can do the best that I can do, coming from my platform and put my spin on it, if that makes sense.
It absolutely does. So you excited about it?
I'm excited. I'm a little nervous, but I wouldn't be norm. It wouldn't be normal if I wasn't nervous, but I am a little nervous
Do you
because
think it?
if we have not actually announced it, this is the first I'm speaking on it.
Ooh, we got the tea, honey.
You got,
Okay.
yep. So I mean, the people within my precinct, they know about it, and every day they like, when are you going? When are you going? They're like super excited. So that energy keeps me going, but at the same time, it gives me butterflies. I'm not going to lie.
Do you
On
think
top
there's
of,
a stigma though when they say this is your new role? Do you think that they're going to stigmatize you or any outside entities? Because you're getting the love in your department, but do you think there's any outside
think,
forces who would say they're not happy or this is not needed in your agency?
well, it's in every agency, predominantly in every police department. So I don't see that being said. The only thing I possibly foresee, and I mean, it could happen, maybe, maybe not, I don't know, is being measured to the prior.
Mm, okay.
And again, I want to reiterate, she was the GOAT. Okay.
Well, listen, you're
But
going to
in
put
my
your own
arena,
spin on it. Okay.
exactly.
So
And
she set the foundation.
he set
That's
that foundation.
fine. But you are going to go walk in there and you're going to put your own spin on it. You've been there before as a coach, so you know what to expect. So just remember, you're going to put your own spin on it, boo. Don't, you'll
And
be
at the
all
end of
right.
Deshonda, you know me. I'm very spiritual. The
Mm-hmm.
highest got me.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down. The highest got me.
Well, as long as you believe in it, then you good, boo.
There it is.
Point blank, period.
Period. As my daughter say, period.
Well, I learned the new terminology instead of period. So they say full stop.
What is
Full
that?
stop. Full
Okay,
stop.
you'll have to text me that.
Yes, I will. Full stop. Full stop. Okay, so moving on. So after you settled in this arena of law enforcement, you said this was where, I'm going to thrive. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to help the community. I wanted to help the LGBTQ community. But then you said, you know what? I have a voice and
Mhm.
I want to be able to share my voice with others. And you did a collaborative uh, book,
Mhm.
correct me, Uncuffed Voices.
Uncuffed Voices, correct.
Uncuffed
Anthology.
Voices. And that was a book filled with multiple authors. And I think you had a chapter in there about your story. Do you want to touch briefly on that? Because again, guys, you can listen to that interview, which she talked a little bit more in depth. But tell the people how you decided to become an author or why you decided to become an author and what was it about this part of your life that you wanted to share in the book.
So, within Uncuffed Voices, chapter 13, that is, I tell my story about being in law enforcement and being pregnant and how I had to hide my pregnancy. And once my pregnancy was revealed, it was just like it just blew up from there. It was the most awfulest things. I didn't get to really experience that happiness of being pregnant because I had to keep it a secret. And but basically my chapter is the spin on my chapter is the betrayal. It wasn't by men, it was by women within the police department. And what started the gave me the voice was a betrayal that I had went through with a partner of mine. And it was like deja vu all over again. It's like, why am I keep going through this betrayal with women? Well, it starts from childhood. It's rooted. It's trauma
Exactly.
that I've endured my entire being here on
I
earth.
think women in general have I think I know you speak
But
passionately about it, but I sometimes think, and that's the hardest thing for me to understand. Like, if you are a woman who is encouraging and empowering other women, you tend to get the most hate, the most
mhm.
pushback, and it's not a good feeling, you know? So I
So
can definitely relate to what you're saying about the betrayal.
and then so I go through that, I birth my chapter, and from that chapter, Angelica Speaks was birthed.
And what
And
does Angelica speak?
Angelica Speaks is an empowerment platform where I teach women confidence, clarity, and how to stand in their purpose on business.
So you transcend it from an author to now becoming a speaker.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you've done a couple of speaking engagements. Well, not a couple, quite a few speaking
Yes.
engagements. And what would you say is your platform, or who would you say your platform is geared to? Is it just women? Is it women of the LGBTQ family? Is it
My
Detroit
community
women?
My
Okay.
community is law enforcement.
Okay.
However, all walks resonate with what I'm talking about. All walks have resonated with the messages that I'm delivering. So, although the community is women in law enforcement that I am empowering to uncuff their voices with confidence, I'm also getting women from all walks that want that same confidence.
So give me an example of something like when you're at these speaking engagements, can you give us a little taste of what it is that you would be helping or encouraging a woman to do in regarding uncuffing their voice?
Being able to walk into that room with confidence, being able to walk into that room where it's male dominated with confidence, but still standing politically correct. It gets very, very, very heavy in my sessions with these women. I really can't go into deep details because as I am teaching, well, I don't really like to say teaching. As I am delivering my message to them, I'm also peeling back the mask that they carry that they have been covered up with very gently. And it becomes very heavy when I turn that mirror around to them
Hmm.
and they see what they have denied for so long, if that makes sense to you.
It does. It's almost like a breakthrough therapy type
Mm,
session, working session where sometimes people have to talk through their emotions because when we don't say things out loud, you
mhm.
sometimes don't hear it because you
And
hear
that's
it in your head one way. And then when you speak it out loud, it may resonate with you differently.
and I have to really, really um emphasize when I'm doing my engagements that this is a safe space. This is a non-judgmental space. We're going to be here together collectively, and we're going to empower each other. We're going to hold each other tenderly.
Mhm.
And that's very, very important to me because I just did a show in Wisconsin and I had so many women coming up to me. This one in particular young lady that came up to me, she was just bawling in tears. They always just, they just keep me emotional, right? So she was bawling in tears because she left one agency because she was being somewhat bullied by a group of girls, right? Women.
Was it law enforcement or just a different
This law
departmental?
enforcement. This was
Okay.
definitely law enforcement. And it was just ironic as she's speaking to me, that same group of girls was there in that class from that other agency.
Really?
And when I was touching on the bullying just don't start with children, but it's in you have adult bullying, which is zero tolerance with me. Zero tolerance. But you see it and you tend to experience it. And she had been experiencing it. And some of the topics that I touched on really felt heavy on her heart. And I didn't even know that the message that I delivered broke those young ladies down where they all was hugging at the end of the session. People
So,
became so apologetic for their behavior.
well, I like, women like to click up and link up, right? So
Absolutely.
I like to call it the mean girl syndrome.
Mhm,
When you say bullying and I'm saying mean girl syndrome,
mhm,
because at the end of the day, there has to be some type of free thinking going
mhm,
on, right? And this is very emotional for me because I see it all the time.
mhm,
One unfortunate Black woman, and I'm going
mhm,
to use Black woman here, right? Because this is what we're talking about, and she'll have a problem with you, and she has this group of friends over here that doesn't have a problem with you,
mhm,
but she wants to go in and poison them. They don't
mhm,
even know anything about you. They want to she wants against you. Don't know you from a can of paint, hole in the wall, and they want to poison you, right?
sad,
So
very
this
sad.
is this is how do we combat that as women, especially in law enforcement? Because here it is, we are supposed to protect and serve, whether you're on the actual PD in the street, whether you're in a correctional setting, probational setting, any type of law enforcement environment. Our job is to protect and serve. Care, custody, control. But we can't take care and have custody. I'm not custody, but care and control of our own actions amongst the people that we work with, our coworkers, our colleagues, our so-called friends, associates. What would you say and what advice do you give in this situation?
But Deshonda, this goes way beyond law enforcement. This starts at home. This is learned behavior. And I say that because everything you just said, I just went through in a personal relationship. The betrayal, and the toxicity of now you want to go and taint that person's name. You want to get everybody all riled up to be mad at someone and they don't even know the full story. They only get half of what's being told. I'm a firm believer there's three sides to a story. That's that person's side, that's your side, and then there's the absolute truth. When you are only hearing one side of the story, is getting painted. The canvas is getting painted to be how that person perceived it to be, not how it actually happened. But one thing about it, as I say again, you got a higher power. And when I tell you, baby, karma is a mother.
You can definitely say, and it does not have an expiration date. So you think
Uh,
you escaped with something, and
uh-uh.
then all of a sudden you got a streak of bad luck, and you're like, well, what's going on? Yeah, it's your karma coming back for
About it.
you, baby.
Can think about it. So when that mean girl wants to attack, I don't care if you do have a reason. You don't go attack. Go serve and protect. Go take the oath that you took. Easier said than done, right?
Very much so, because I was about to say they took that oath to protect and serve the public, but when you get in them locker rooms or you get on them beats and you get on them posts, it becomes a whole different story. And
For
we
sure.
have to figure out a way. The one thing I will say though, I've never experienced, I don't know about you, please, let me know if you did, that even in the mean girl syndrome, I've never seen them not respond. Like, so if the alarms are going off in the facility, I've
Mhm.
never seen the staff not respond. Cause
Right.
it'll be like they'll be in the locker room or wherever they're talking about you like nobody's business. But the alarm goes off, it seems like the thought process of whatever they were saying goes away. They respond, they take care of business, and then they come back. Yeah, I wish she would have got beat up or whatever, but they made sure they
Mhm.
respond. Do you think or have you seen something to that magnitude where they have not responded of a call out? You know, they call for something on the radio or they call for assistance and, they're like, oh, that's Robinson. We gonna take our time to get over there. Have you ever experienced anything like that?
I haven't experienced, but I won't be surprised if it happens.
I don't know. It's just hard, in my opinion. I don't know yours, but I feel like it's really hard being a woman in law enforcement. We have so many different variables.
It is.
So not even just a woman. Now you're a black. So let's add to it. You're a woman. Now you're a black woman.
Mm,
Now you're a woman in the community.
mm.
Now you have all of these variables. Every time you turn around, you're fighting a different obstacle. You get over one hump barely, and then they add another one and
And
another
that's
one.
That's why it's so important. Like I told you in the last episode, as much as I've been betrayed by women, I still advocate for them. I still stand. I don't let my encounters hinder me or harden my heart for still advocating for women, still being there for them, because my purpose is way bigger than them, way bigger. So I have to, the mindset that I'm in now, and I haven't always been in this mindset, is I have to keep pushing forward. I can't let the past define me. I have to keep pushing forward because this purpose is bigger than me.
Mhm.
And I have to be obedient with it. I can't allow distractions. I can't allow jealousy, hate to shrink me from moving forward.
Well, I'm glad that you're not because I mean, I can definitely attest to what you're saying when it in regards to advocating for women and not getting the love in return.
Exactly.
So it's bigger than the one person or the two mean girls or the bullies because you have an assignment, right?
Exactly. I can't allow their projections to be override me. And I try to explain that to the best of my ability in my sessions. When a person's being mean to you, those are self issues those are demons that they're really fighting within themselves. It has nothing to do with you, for real.
Right. Right.
Nothing at all. So you can't allow people to project that onto you. When I see how a person is moving, I get in alignment and I move differently because I discern which angle you're coming from. I'm not about to sit here and argue with you, but I'm not going to take the bullying either. I'm not going to take the mean girl tactics either. I'm going to swore it up,
Okay.
and I do it strategically. I don't have to give you a show. I'm gonna sit back, but understand I'm sorted up. And the audience that you done got going on, check it out. The truth always prevails.
True. This is true. And on another note, when you started speaking and going to the various events that you were speaking at, aside from the young lady that you just pointed out with those young individuals, those mean girls in the audience, was there any other event or memory thus far that you, besides that, if any, was just as emotional to you that took you, like it touched your heart because it was more of a wow, the reverse, the mirror looking at you this time? Because again, when we speak out loud, we hear, and because you're now a coach, a speaker, and you're
Mhm,
speaking out loud, sometimes your voice, you're like, damn, I didn't even realize that. Because you're always focusing on the other people
mhm,
and trying to coach them into their empowerment. Sometimes we lose the fact that we need to be empowered because we
mhm.
always carry a lot of weight on ourselves. So, have you ever spoke to a group of women that in your speaking made you turn that mirror back around and like, damn, I was just talking to myself.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's why it was so important that I launch our new love story, and that's an event I'm actually hosting tomorrow. J
Okay.
3rd. Our new love story, it stemmed from over the past year. All this love that I have been pouring into someone else, I should have been pouring it into myself. I for about a year and a half, I self-sabotaged, I self-abandoned, neglected my own being, only to self-betray.
Now, do you think that's most women when it comes
Yes,
to relationships?
absolutely. Absolutely. And when I really had to remove myself. Like, why are you sticking around these people? When all that you have so much to offer. You teach this to other women. So why aren't you practicing what you preach? So the mirror reflected. It was like, girl, get your shit together.
Right.
And so as I'm speaking to other women, it was told to me by several women, you should really do an event because this is needed. This is this love story. Because when people hear about it, they were like, oh, she in love again. They think it's
That's what I
romance.
thought. That's what I thought. Also, oh, she in love
Absolutely
again.
not.
She all right.
And plus, please believe I am just fine.
Mm-hmm.
I am just fine. But our new love story is about falling in love with self, coming back home to yourself, where you have self-betrayed, self-sabotaged, self-abandoned, and you have to, and what I mean by that is it's not just dealing with relationships, it's dealing with everything. We pour so much of ourselves into other people, other things,
Mm-hmm.
that we neglect ourselves. We don't realize that we're actually pouring from an empty cup.
Right.
We wonder why we are so drained, depleted, and nothing's being reciprocated back to us. We are allowing these, as I call them, energy vampires to suck the life out of us. And we want to keep giving and loving. But how can we really, let me ask you this, how can we really say we love somebody if we don't love ourselves?
You can't. You self-preservation. Self-preservation.
You first got to know how to love yourself and take care of yourself before you can say those words to someone else.
Now,
Because we teach people how to treat us.
would you say that this applies to children as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, you know my daughter, I don't play about her, right?
I
That
know.
girl is the most confident, passionate, but she stands 10 toes on business. Okay. She ain't you can't play in her face at
But what I
all.
mean, what I'm saying is as parents, when we're saying giving, you love down. You love her down. But do you think as parents, sometimes we give our children too much
Mhm.
of ourselves as well?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. You can definitely hurt your child by over giving them and not allowing them to kind of like hit their head a little bit. Not to the point where it's going to hurt them, but let them experience some hardships
Right.
so they can. But you're still there to catch them before they actually fall.
Right. Just bump their head a little bit and say,
Just a
ow,
little. You don't
ow.
want your child hurt, not at
Right.
all. But you gotta be able to let them get out there in the world. As babies, they're always with us, but when they get older, they're on our hearts. They're definitely on our hearts. But you gotta let them know that this door is gonna be open for you. Mama is gonna always be there for you, but baby, you
I don't know. That was one of the things for me. It was very hard, especially you having a daughter, and me having sons. I've always been kind of a little bit overprotective because I know how hard it is out here for them, and being on the inside of an institution, and I see so many Black
Mhm.
men go into incarceration. I've just always been just like over mother hen, like don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. I'll do it. Don't go there because it's not fair, right? And that's the other part of law enforcement. You're in law enforcement, you're protecting and serving everyone.
Mhm.
But sometimes they don't even respect us in the uniform.
No, not at all. But Deshonda, the thing I see with a lot of mothers and their sons is a lot of women that I know that have sons, they're single mothers. But what I see is, and I tell them, can you as a mom, you can raise him, but you can't show him how to be a man.
Never.
And that's where the gap is. And that's where that terminology mama's boys come because mothers are so it's a big difference between a mama's boy and then a mother and her daughter. The mama boys, you have 40, 50-year-old men still saying, I need to call my mama.
Unfortunately, you might be right about you. You know what? 100%. 40-year-olds. There are some 43,
And
4-year-olds that I know still
I just have to
calling
say,
their mama.
this, like, did you really just ask for your mama? Man
I
up.
mean, that's a whole nother story when it
It
comes
is, but
to men
it's
and their
still
mamas.
that it's still it starts at that toddler.
hmm
He's mama, 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 mama. Like, come on, man.
But again, right? That's the community. You said there's single parents, right? So there is 9 times out of 10, it's the grandmother and the mama and the aunt
Absolutely.
and the auntie. Unless the mother has some brothers around who's doing the right thing. It's the
It's not all of them. I'm gonna give
no,
you some.
no, no,
Not,
no.
like, not all of the guys out here are mama's boys. They mama's boys, but they still men.
Well,
You
that's what
got
we need.
that are men that
hmm
can hold their own. They not calling their mama to at the age of, I'm talking about, girl. I've seen young men at the age of 23, 27 call their mama to get to help them assist with filling out an application, or they mama still holding on to their social security cards until they need them. These are
Girl,
men.
I still got my 26-year-old social security card because you know what? He gonna lose it. He gonna lose
Babe,
it. No, no. I'ma
you
hold
gotta
on to
start
it.
some
I'm
responsibility.
holding on to the social security card and the birth certificate. No, sorry. Yeah, I'm one of them.
They gotta have some responsibility. They calling, mama, can you help me out on my car note? Can you help me out on my rent? Baby, you might as well just go back home.
Well, I don't know, girl. We gonna agree. We gonna agree to disagree on that one because I'm gonna tell you now. I could be
I saw
100%
that coming
wrong,
too.
but I'm gonna tell you, I'm holding on to the social security card until he absolutely needs it. Point blank. Period. Oh wait, full stop. Okay, full stop with that. But on a serious note, getting back to the new love story, right?
Our new love story, yes.
Our new love story. So, what are we doing with that? Are we still speaking? Is this like a convention? So what does tomorrow
So
look
it's
like?
real intimate. It's a real intimate setting. I'm definitely gonna be doing a spinoff on it where I want to broaden it. I have a young lady that I'm really that's really really amazing that I want to not want to that I am going to collaborate with very very soon in the near future. We're gonna take this new love story and make it bigger. Tomorrow's event is just the tip off, if that makes sense. It's
Icebreaker.
yes, we'll call it the icebreaker. It's very very intimate. It is a meditation. We will then break off into me speaking. They will do some journaling. It's kind of sort of what I do in my sessions, but it's gonna be more of me tapping in with them on how to embrace and loving themselves, pouring back into themselves. Some of these women are women that have endured a lot of trauma within their lives. Some of these women are women that are grieving the loss of loved ones. So they have distracted themselves with pouring into so much other things that they have abandoned themselves with distractions. So they these are women that want to start loving themselves again. They want to pour back. They want to know how to pour back into themselves.
Right. So
So
it sounds like it's going to be an amazing event.
they're ready to take the vows tomorrow, as I call it.
Okay, like that. I actually have something that I'm working on with that. But I'm trying. Listen, your girls, it's my mind. I
You
think
a
I got
cereal.
ADHD. I mean,
You a whole cereal out here.
Lord have mercy. Like my
DC
mother.
the serial entrepreneur.
That's what they say. That's what they say. My mother said I better sit my
That's
ass down. That's what she
fire.
said. She said, sit down. All right. You're
That's
doing a
fire.
little too much. Sit down. But it's like I said, it's all about the assignment and what you're called to do. And
Yes,
while I'm on this earth and I have the energy and the capabilities to keep going, that's what I'm going to do to continue to encourage women and girls
absolutely.
and somebody's got to do it and someone has to do it genuinely.
And I got to get out of New York so I can I could team up and collab with you too.
You know it, girl. I'm waiting. Listen, it's been quite some time, and you ain't
We're
even get up
overdue.
here
We're
yet.
overdue.
So I'm gonna hold you to it, y'all. Y'all see, this time it's not a
Or
audio.
do we
It's
need to take it down there to where the sorority at? We need to get down there.
listen. I'm not even talking to you. You shouldn't even brought that up, Miss
Okay.
Delta. Delta, right? Miss Delta.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, Zeta.
Baby, I'm Zeta.
Zeta. I'm sorry. It's blue. It's blue. Miss Zeta, you abandoned us, but it's okay.
No, I
I'm
have
still
not.
waiting.
I promise you, I haven't abandoned. You know,
All
I ain't
right.
abandoned.
Well, we got a crossing coming up in April, so we'll talk about that off air. And we got a crossing in April.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't do nothing. My daughter got me on lock this
Because
year.
this is her senior year.
This is her senior year. She got a sister on lock.
Well, you better get in them streets and do
But
some
you know,
overtime.
she's amazing. She's amazing. So she's deserving of everything that's coming.
Well, Angelica, I want to thank you so much again for being on the show yet again, always being a cheerleader for me from the very beginning, from the first time that we
Absolutely.
met. I thank you so very much for that. Any last words, or also offering these new listeners and where they can purchase your book as well? And if they want to have you as a speaker, what should they do as well?
So my social handling is Angelica_M Robinson on Instagram. My newest book that's been released is Uncovering Confidence: The Journey to Empowerment, which could be purchased right there on Amazon, and or you can go through angelicaspeaks.com and hit the inquiry, and the link will take you straight to the purchasing site. Follow me again on Instagram at Angelica_M Robinson. Facebook is Angelica Robinson. I'm on all social platforms: TikTok, LinkedIn, Snapchat, all social handlings. Angelica Speaks. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome, guys. So make sure you follow Angelica, especially if you're in the Detroit area. Go out and support her. She doesn't just do work in Detroit, I believe. She does travel. So don't think because you live in Jersey, she might not come to Jersey, but she ain't get to New York yet. We still gonna work on that. She may come out here. Might have to do an event for her to come out here though.
No,
But
you ain't got to do no event.
okay, hold you
Just
to
let
it.
me know. I could definitely make that happen to get down there and see you, especially this summer. I can
Okay.
definitely make that happen just to get a feel of things, and then we can definitely chop it up and put an event together. I'll be ready to actually put events together after October of this year once I get my daughter settled into college.
Okay, great. Well, I'm always brainstorming, so we'll definitely have some
Sure.
collaborations. We'll definitely have some collaborations. But again, I want to thank you so much for coming on. And I look forward to you keeping me updated on everything that is going on with Angelica Speaks and our love story. Did I say it right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And last words, if any, for anyone?
Ladies, just keep your head held high. Continue to pour into your cup and continue to stay encouraged. Love you.
That was amazing. Love you too. And guys, make sure you tune in next week on When the Blue Comes Off. Thanks for tuning in today. Bye.